Let's talk about how to stay grounded when life pulls at your edges. This is a question that came in from one of our students who's going through a really intense time right now, like many of us are. And it reads, "My life has been pure chaos for months. Every day something new comes up. New problems, different people to solve them, new drama, new stress. It feels like the ground beneath me is shifting all the time, and my center is being challenged. There is no constant. The only thing that is certain is uncertainty. I am exhausted. What can I do? How can I get myself together?" Well, thank you for the question. That's an excellent question, and something that all of us have struggled with at some point or another. So let's break this down. The first thing I want to say is that your enemy is not chaos. It's your reaction to it. There's a beautiful Sufi story about a master who was sitting in a garden with his students one day, and they were just relaxing and enjoying the moment. And the master turned to his students and he said, "What is the secret to happiness?" And the student thought about it for a second and said, "Well, it's simple. Avoid pain and seek pleasure." And the master sat quietly for a few seconds. He didn't say anything. Then he reached over and he picked up a leaf that had fallen off of a tree and he said, "Is this leaf happy?" And the student said, "Well, it's not suffering, so I guess it's happy." And the master said, "Then pick that leaf up and crush it in your hand." And he did. And the student looked at the leaf and he could see that it was wilting and shriveling up. And the master said, "Do you think that leaf is happy now?" "No, it's suffering. It's in pain." "Then throw it away," he said. So he threw the leaf away and the master said, "Is that leaf happy now?" "Well, it's not here, so it's not suffering. So I guess it is happy." The master said, "Happiness is not about avoiding pain and seeking pleasure. Happiness is about accepting what is and finding peace in it, even if that thing is pain and even if that thing is suffering. If you try to avoid pain, then you will suffer twice. Once when you don't allow yourself to feel the pain, and again when you feel the suffering that you caused by avoiding the pain. True freedom lies in accepting what is and finding peace in it. In other words, true happiness lies in accepting what is and finding peace in it. So yes, life is chaotic right now. Yes, there are a lot of things that are pulling at your edges. But the real question is, how do you respond to those things? Do you fight against reality? Do you try to control everything? Because that's actually what creates more suffering, more chaos, more stress. Or do you accept what is and find peace in it? The second thing I want to say is that grounding is not a means to an end. Grounding is the means in the end. You might be thinking that grounding is something that you do to achieve a state of calm or a state of peace or a state of happiness. But what if grounding itself is that state? When you're grounded, you are present. When you're grounded, you are centered. When you're grounded, you are calm. So the practice of grounding should not be seen as a means to an end. It should be seen as the end itself. There's a beautiful quote that goes, "Stop doing things right and start doing things whole." And that's exactly what we're talking about here. Stop trying to use grounding as a means to get somewhere else. Start grounding because it is its own reward. When we're feeling pulled in a million directions, when we're feeling like life is chaotic, when we're feeling like there's no center, like there's no stability, it's easy to get overwhelmed. It's easy to lose ourselves in the chaos. And the first step to getting out of that chaos, to getting out of that overwhelm, to getting back to ourselves is simply to remember who we are. Who are you? You are a being of light. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are not the chaos around you. You are a being of light, a spiritual being having a human experience. And when you remember that, when you reconnect with that truth, then you begin to see the chaos around you for what it is, which is just energy. Remember that nothing is real except God. Everything else is an illusion. And when you see the chaos around you for what it is, for what it isn't, then you can begin to find peace in the midst of it, even in the midst of it. Now, there are a number of practices that you can use to get yourself grounded, and I'm going to share 3 with you today. The first one is simply to connect with nature. Nature is the ultimate grounding tool. When you feel like you're losing your center, when you feel like you're being pulled in a million directions, go outside. Walk barefoot on the grass. Connect with the trees. Connect with the plants. Connect with the flowers. Nature is the ultimate grounding tool. It will bring you back to center. It will bring you back to yourself. Second thing you can do is connect with your breath. Your breath is the bridge between your higher self and your lower self. Your breath is the bridge between spirit and matter. When you connect with your breath, you begin to come home to yourself. You begin to come back to your center. There's a beautiful quote that goes, "When you breathe, there is a sacredness in it. When you inhale, God comes to you. When you exhale, you go to God. When you connect with your breath, you begin to come home to yourself. You begin to come back to your center." And the third thing you can do is connect with your heart. Your heart is the seat of your soul. Your heart is where you feel your emotions. Your heart is where you feel your intuition. When you connect with your heart, you begin to feel your emotions. You begin to feel your intuition. And these are just a few of the things that you can do to get yourself grounded. Now, I know that you've probably heard all of this before. I know that you've probably seen all of these videos before. But I want you to really pay attention to what I'm about to say. It doesn't matter if you've heard it 1,000 times before. It matters that you do it. It doesn't matter if you've seen it 1,000 times before. It matters that you take action. There's a beautiful quote that goes, "A problem well stated is a problem half solved." So the first thing you need to do is to get clear on what your problem is. What is it that you're struggling with? What is it that's pulling at your edges? What is it that's creating chaos in your life? Get clear on that. Once you've done that, then it's time to take action. Don't just sit there and think about it. Don't just sit there and feel sorry for yourself. Take action. Take some small steps towards solving the problem. And as you do that, you'll begin to feel a sense of empowerment, a sense of control back in your life. And that's what grounding is all about. It's about feeling connected. It's about feeling centered. It's about feeling peaceful. It's about feeling like you're in control of your life. And when you begin to feel that, then you'll begin to see that the chaos around you doesn't really matter. You'll begin to see that the chaos around you is just energy, and you can move through it. You can move through it with grace. You can move through it with ease. You can move through it with love. So the next time you feel like life is pulling at your edges, the next time you feel like life is chaotic, the next time you feel like you're losing your center, remember who you are. Remember that you are a being of light. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. Nothing is real except God. Everything else is an illusion. Connect with nature, connect with your breath, connect with your heart. Remember who you are and take action. Take some small steps towards solving the problem, and as you do that, you'll begin to feel a sense of empowerment, a sense of control back in your life, and that's what grounding is all about. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment below. We would love to hear what you think. Thank you for watching.